Hey guys, Aaron here. In this video, we are gonna put this engine up here in this car. So it's been a fun series so far. We got a live view going back there. Some of you guys are watching this live. So this is gonna be the edited version, obviously. So stick around and we'll see how easy it is to get an engine back in that car. All right, here's one last view of the elephant, as my wife so eloquently put it. I can't not see the elephant now when looking at it from this view. But we got our transmission attached, everything completely rebuilt. Hopefully you've been following along the build series. And now we're gonna put this thing back in the car. But just wanted to do one more little walk around of it here. Just so you guys can see it, and so I can come back and look at this thing later on if I have any questions about how things were, where things are. In the last video, again, if you're following the series, I just did a smoke test on this thing and I didn't find any vacuum leaks. Everything looks really good. So I think the first step, we got it on this hydraulic cart and obviously have the 2-post lift that makes this job way easier. So I'm just going to spin this engine around and try to put it in place. And the plan is we're just gonna slowly lower it and start making some of the connections. So we got several connections on this side we have to make. We have our AC compressor right here so that we still have it attached so we don't have to refill it. So once it gets into place, we'll have to add that piece. And then we have some hoses, fuel line, stuff like that on this side to connect as well. We still have in place this negative ground that we'll have to connect. And we will have to connect our slave cylinder over here where I removed it from this place so that we could do it. We have our shift cables, so we'll have to attach the shift cables. And this, I think, is our positive that goes somewhere. Oh, maybe that is the thing. Aha, I was wondering what attached to this over here. So I bet that's that. Yeah, so we figured that out too. Conrad's over here telling the live people the story of this car. No, go ahead. I'm just filming. All right, so these are 16 millimeters. I'm just going to remove these 2 bolts to get this whole piece off. So that's going to give us more clearance, just so we don't have to worry about anything hitting here. All right, it's off. So those bolts just went straight through here. No nuts or anything, just 2 bolts. Cobwebs, clean that up some.
Now, I don't know if I took this out, right? Because getting these bolts to align is a pain in the rear. And getting this to align is a lot easier. So I think it probably might be reasonable to mount this in. And the reason why, Aaron, is you got these hoses here that are going to be in the way of getting that bracket in, right?
Yeah, Aaron said something about, he's like, when you get that in, you have to like adjust stuff so that it's not trapped under it. And he's like, it's hard to explain, but you'll see when you do it.
Yeah, I would definitely go with his recommendations versus mine. But I can tell you, it seems reasonable that you would put this in first and then work your way on these 2 bolts here. Just because, think about it, right? Those 2 things need to go in here, close to this, and you don't want to pinch anything on the way up. Should be clearance.
Well, you got them down with it all attached, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I wasn't concerned about ripping things too much.
I guess we can align it and see what happens. So first step, let's push this thing under here, I guess.
All right, so you're thinking, don't take this off?
Well, we'll try it without taking it off first. Now just The whole engine slides. It's pretty slippery on the top of the table.
So use the
Kind
table.
of grab the table.
All right.
How are we doing as far as looks like it needs to go?
Can you line up with that center of the jack with the center top of the concrete?
It's mostly centered that way. Yeah.
Got a little bit more to the right.
Who's right?
I'm sorry. A little bit of driver's side. Yeah, that we're still gonna need a little bit more driver's side. Something. Needs
Too much driver's side?
no, no, a little bit more driver's side actually. Just so here are the bolts, and here's where they should be.
You don't have a plumb bob or nothing, do you?
Yeah, but that's too easy.
Too easy?
Interesting. But I think it's too far forward, right? It's got to come back.
Oh, for sure, it's too far forward. A little bit further back. There's right. You got this much to go. Yep, good. Ish.
Good-ish. All right.
I still think taking this off is better. Because also you will have the ability to move this bolt going in. This is going to come up through here unobstructed and super easy, and you can center it and move the bolt. You can jiggle the bolt.
I cannot
All
agree.
right, let me ask you guys. Anybody ever done this before? We're trying to figure out if we should take off the little black bomb wing, I call it, before we put this in, or leave it attached. If you happen to know, tell me right now.
Because right now we're outvoting Aaron 2-1.
Yeah, everybody says to take it off.
Yeah.
We got somebody else coming in. We got Scott coming in there. Oh, we got two people coming in. Oh,
Scott and Rory make their active appearance.
Where they're supposed to.
Yeah.
I like that. Rory.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up? How are you?
We're on YouTube live here.
So I have to ask you to sign.
Oh, hey,
Come
okay.
introduce yourself.
Alright. Getting alive.
I like all these Porsche guys.
Yes.
Trying to decide now. Are you looking it up?
I'm looking at the pictures of how I took it out. Not that that's going to be too indicative of it, but I still believe that you should take that out. Can you tell me your fundamental opposition to it?
Not necessarily opposed.
I think it would help you line up the movie.
I think it'll help it line up too. Totes agree. Do you remember what month and year about this?
No. It's long. It's back in like 07 or something.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Oh yeah, Aaron said that these rot off.
Yeah, mine are rotted off.
So he brought some over in case I needed them, but I still have them. So our big question right now is, do we remove this first and then attach it later, or do we install it all at the same time? Everybody else seems to be voting for take it off. So you had the same, do you have the same piece on yours?
I
You have
think I do. Mine is a main PDK. So
Oh, okay, so it's slightly different, but
yeah.
Try it, Aaron.
yeah. All right, so let's start the lowering process, I guess, and see what happens. That's what she said.
Was that a softball or was that a softball? Oh, watch out. All right, everybody down.
This is not my friend, somebody else's place, and I take pictures of all the tools that they have. Oh, that's a cool car, I need one of those.
Nice for one to hire.
It's all the lighting. Yeah. We just did this last weekend with our race car, we cut it apart and did the reverse of this, lifted the car off the front subframe to get the engine and all that, so I'm doing a little bit of flashbacks a little.
I love seeing the engine in its full glory.
Looking good?
Yeah,
I normally only see this part of it.
Pull it back just a hair.
but we wish jury rigged.
That's good. Where are these connected?
What's that?
Where do these go?
This is,
Yeah.
that's probably your sway bar.
Yeah, that's a sway bar.
All right, October 2022.
Oh, the inside one is a brace that goes underneath. After you do that there.
Okay.
This.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so these don't connect to nothing, these bolts here.
That's the sway. This a sway bar on attached.
Okay.
These motor mounts go here.
That's where we're holding it.
Here?
Yeah.
All right, coming down.
In the front. Yeah.
You know it, so you can look or?
Oh, look at this. All right.
You found the picture.
Front A picture. It came off with everything. Not the transmission yet, but it came off with everything without taking it off.
Including that rear bracket.
I'm about to. Yep. I took it out with the rear bracket on. But then again, I think taking it off is.
Yeah.
To do that, to film
He
everything.
has a background in film and stuff.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
kind of.
Somebody go on the other side, see if there's contact there. Keep coming.
We can't.
Keep coming.
Contact from that.
Keep coming. Slowly with Shirley.
That's what she said.
I'm contact free so far.
Same.
Ditto.
Yeah.
You're about 4 inches from making contact with a slave cylinder.
That's what she said.
This oil fill tube is.
Probably should we lower this so that
And that doesn't retract. Mine retracts.
This oil fill tube is gonna interfere. Okay, is it that simple? I'm hesitant to do that on other people's cars.
no, and if it were the old one, actually I think we cracked it when we did that.
Yeah, should we take the tires off and make it more?
Oh heck yeah, it would be a hell of a lot easier. Take these awesome wheels that I've never heard of out.
Yeah.
Do you have?
Rear wheels.
There's some connectors that are coming in from the car. Do you know where those go? Looks like a couple ground straps.
Yeah.
Which connectors?
I just noticed them.
Somebody want to hold this?
Yep.
Here we go.
Yep.
I have to watch your head on the rotors.
Are you really? Conrad was just saying he wasn't familiar with
They make a
Apex.
set.
I'm thinking these brakes are good for another 3-4 miles. Brake motors.
All righty. Beautiful. That's a spider.
Yeah, October 9, 2022 is when the engine came out of this car.
All right, we're gonna go down a little more.
Alright, everybody keep an eye on their portion of it. Contact on the dry shaft. How are we gonna do that?
I think if we lift it up and over. It'll clear once we get higher.
Well, no, when it gets down, oh, okay, we're able to move it through there. So just put it there.
Looks like it's gotta go forward, doesn't it?
Yep, just in there.
Back here too.
If we line it up with the
Where's
axle.
me?
Hold on. Looks like it needs to go, which forward?
Towards, here and about,
To the front of the car?
yeah.
Yep.
I have probably about 3 inches clearance here, max. On this side, maybe it needs to be.
What do we think it needs
I think 3/4 of an inch towards you, towards the front of the car,
to line up what?
the axle. You can come straight out of the.
Oh, well, that moves back and forth. Can't base it on it.
You're okay.
And the motor mounts, we should take those bolts out, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's, the line up these
Look at
probably.
the motor coming in here, you're
Well,
probably 2 inches.
Aaron, does this table go up anymore? I think what we should do is lower the table, lower the car, and then the table mate up to the car at that last.
No, because usually if you start lowering this, it doesn't go up anymore.
What's that?
Engine stuff.
Well, so much for that stupid idea.
Alright, a little more.
Let's see.
Hold on. We need
Put
eyes.
these together somewhere.
Yeah, you're probably right. It will need to come forward just a hair.
The easiest way is probably to look at the motor mounts where they connect into that.
These, this part may stay up
Yeah,
Yeah.
the motor mounts, again, just a hair.
there. This piece, I'm assuming, goes here.
Yeah, look at it. Both
that.
nuts will go on the.
On the bottom part, right? Will this go directly on?
Will be nut, and then we'll go through, and then just washer, and then the bolt will go through, and just the nut on the bottom.
Okay, so there is a washer that needs to put it. Yeah, but this comes out, so.
Oh, okay. So we'll be able to.
Yeah.
But there's washing on top of it.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
The motor does need to come forward just in here. Yeah.
Like thus.
Yeah, I don't see it coming forward any more than that at this point. At least not on my side.
Move it right on the boat.
Yeah, so he's dangling that and looks like it needs to go forward a little bit.
Yeah, so I think this needs to move like this.
Yeah.
The engine needs to, so that side needs to probably stay-ish. This side needs to go. Who wants to push it?
Guess
So,
we gotta grab the bottom and slide it up. I can't bend, I just had surgery next day.
Great, my right arm, I have tennis elbow. Well, good thing we're all young and. Yeah, something like that. Yep. That's good enough for now, I think, because I think it's gonna come in and we're gonna move it forward a little bit. Otherwise, we risk a. Oh, no, that one is off. Mm-hmm. Can somebody?
You're good right there.
Yep. Alright. That's where it needs to be. And I can't do it anymore, otherwise the sensor is going to be knocked out by this bracket.
come down a little more here.
Alright.
Yeah, pretty close over here too, to about an inch off.
Down to your knee.
I had a torn meniscus when it Tuesday.
Cleaned it up.
Cleaned it up.
You guys gonna work on those axles, making sure they're not.
Yeah, I got my
Both
side
bodies
axles
in there. You ever heard that?
Let's see, hold on. I've heard of it.
So they're like little pieces of bone or cartilage that
Are
fall
they
off
good?
and they've been washing
No,
it.
I'm not sure how.
That's a trauma.
You can compress it. You can compress it a little bit too.
Yeah, probably just have to hold it up and out a little bit until we.
Zip tie or something.
Yeah. Alright, come down a little more.
Stop. axle is almost past the.
My axle is not gonna miss. Can it go in?
Yeah, it can, and I have plenty of clearance on this side, just so you know.
Yeah, we can shift it over.
Well, how is this lining up with that bolt? It needs to be shifted towards that side, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
How are you gonna do that?
There we go.
Oh, wow.
A little bit more here.
That's better. That's definitely better.
A little bit more. Because
All right.
Just do the same thing you did before.
Yeah. Good.
no, I'm still not gonna clear unless it's.
And if you go any further, you're gonna nip this hose, and there's not a lot of flexibility there.
I got you probably a quarter of an inch. If you come in, I can slide it.
What is the issue?
I think if
The axle?
Yeah,
The axle should compress.
it's not
Okay.
compressing some, but
well, you can hold it up, and
Okay.
it'll help clear it once we. Let me go a little bit further. See what happens.
Oh no, sorry, visual. I thought this was going.
Right.
And you can probably bring it. Well,
Okay. I don't see how that.
we can always take that piece off quickly.
What piece?
The wiring.
I don't know what's up on your side. This side we could continue to come up, but at some point we're going to have I'm so interested in not taking it off.
You guys disconnect it. So you didn't need to before. We don't need to take the nut off.
yeah, that thing's gotta be spun.
Huh?
I think it's gotta go.
Oh yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah, we go.
All right, show you what's going on under here. Our axle is starting to interfere over here. We tried to line up the engine mount with the
No, in
hole
fact, they're floating.
to know how far forward it needs to go. This one's got to go into there. I couldn't get the nut off at first, so I had to use a 15 millimeter and I just unscrewed that post.
Yeah.
It's a whole post, and then it's got a 7 millimeter tip on it, so I could tighten it back up.
And really, it's not.
And this is
It's
just
not that the engine is hanging from this.
How it
It's
looks
the
under
chassis
here.
is on top of that because all the weight.
over on this side. We were able to
Of the
move this
car
axle around the slave cylinder hose to get clearance through that side.
So what is this gonna?
So now we're trying to decide if we can leave this bracket on because it's going to be really close to this hose. So we might disconnect this. That probably seems to be the reasonable thing to do. So I think we're
Not
gonna.
that you say it.
I think we're gonna disconnect this so that we can finagle this thing up above the hose, or you could disconnect the hose, I suppose. But it seems like the easier way. So these look like
You don't want to mess with the
17-ish. All right, we took this thing apart, and I think this is probably what Aaron Elsner was trying to warn me about, making sure these cables are in the right place so they don't get caught above this thing. Assuming that they either go through it or under it.
All right.
One of these locations, they definitely don't go on top of it, I don't think. So I'm gonna tighten these two up. They bolt on right there. All right, guys, I just want to show you what's going on here. We got this bracket back up in here. So the positive terminal goes through here. This will clip onto that little bracket. Our shift cables go over the very top of it. They're gonna come hook into this bracketry somehow at some point. We'll get to that later, but I'm just gonna attach these two nuts to get this thing in place. And then we can work on getting the transmission up higher. And then later, we will put that one on. All right, we decided we needed just a little more room on each of these to clear this. Stop using your right arm. So we needed a 18 and a 16, I think.
Yeah.
Or something. Just undoing the top 2 bolts on this suspension. So that we can pull the axle out just a little bit more. All right, we removed these 2 bolts, lifted that up, and that gives us a little leverage here. We can pull the top of this, and you can see it gives us that one little extra inch of clearance that we need. So we're just gonna continue lowering the car, going around, checking everything, make sure nothing is hitting. All right, let me give you a tour of where we are at so far. You can see I'm gonna need to pull this hose in a little bit to have it clear that shield there. We're still a good distance away from the engine mounts. This side seems to be nice and clear. Make sure your wires are up here. I don't know if they go on top of that hose. I guess the electrical connection is on top of the hose, so maybe now I should do that. Hose is nice and flexible, so I'm just gonna make sure that the wires are on top of my hose here. Everything else seems to have plenty of clearance. This ground strap is gonna go right here into that hole. But everything else here looks good. Our axle is coming down nicely. These 2 electrical connections that are coming from the car, this one is gonna plug into the reverse lamp switch, which is right there, that one that I replaced. This one is gonna come down to here, as well as this guy. So those are gonna mate right there. Found out this bracket is for the hoses, the heater hoses that are gonna run along the side of the transmission. They have little clips that they clip into this bracket here. The ones that connect to right here. They run along there. Our transmission is coming up through here nicely. Our shift cables are coming down. And this hose right here is for our slave cylinder. Okay, well, I got it in the right place. It's still a pain in the butt to reach and tighten. Maybe it will be easier once the transmission is up there. I don't know, we'll do it later. All right, first look in the back of the car. This is where we are. This little octopus thing had just started to touch and get hung up under there, so glad I checked, pulled that out. Everything else has come up nicely. You will have to make sure you lift that thing up out of the way early on. That's the first thing. We still have this that we need to install, and that's gonna happen really soon. It's gonna go in there. We still wanna have some room so that we can access the bolts. Other things seem to be coming in nicely. Pull these wires out of the way. And then our transmission mount stuff is gonna attach here shortly, but looks like everything up here is pretty clear. All right, we got our air compressor here tied up. The engine is now possibly high enough that it'll reach. So I just need to confirm that we can get this in here. Oh, this is zip tied to this bracket here, so I guess so it doesn't fall out when we're moving the engine around. That was smart. Let me cut that tie off. All right, I found the bolts. There are 3 of them. 2 are one size. This is the longest one. They are all E-Torx, size E12. This is the one that goes in the back. So let me try to put this thing in place. I remember this in the Boxster and other cars being one of my least favorite parts of the whole job. All right, so a couple things. There is this little ground wire on it that has a little connector on the side of the engine over there that it has to connect to. Here's the rear bolt hole. Don't forget, you have to have, pull it out. There's this little piece that needs to be in place. And here we go. So let me try to move my wiring stuff out of the way and see if the car is high enough to fit it in here. It's gotta squeeze under that. Looks like I need to lower it just a tiny hair to fit under there. So let me lower the car a little more. Lower it. And all right, so I just pulled this hose up through here so it doesn't get trapped down there. All right, still got to go down more. All right, this piece right here is getting stuck under the transmission mount, so make sure you clear that out.
Why not? Do we? Oh shit!
What?
Do we need to take the hydraulic stuff out, and that comes in after?
I don't think so. I think the car just needs to be up a little bit higher.
The car needs to be up a little bit
I
higher.
mean, the engine needs to be up a little higher.
Where is it that it's not fitting? Like, are things too short?
It's fitting this pipe and
There's another hydraulic pipe underneath it too. Can you rotate it counterclockwise? Yep. If you rotate it counterclockwise, you may, but yep, get that piece in. Yep. It's one piece. Nope.
against this hose over.
I think that's going to simplify things and allow for more room for the bolts and stuff like that.
Unbolt him from the side. Put this bolt
Although
in
if
the
you haven't put
pocket. All right, we got him out. Now,
What the heck is in here?
BBs.
All right. Just put that thing in there. Okay, it seems that it needs to go like this. Yep, like that. More of a steeper angle there. Because you are severely hitting that. Yeah. So at an angle. Do that. Because I think you can change this without having to take the intake manifold. So That has to fit. Yeah, yeah. You got
Oh,
it.
shit.
What was that?
There's a little clip. Oh, here it is. There's a little clip that goes on there. I'll put that back.
There you go.
Ah.
Yes, yes. Go, Aaron. Go, Aaron. Go, Aaron. Can you continue to increase the angle this way? Because I think that's how it was. Yeah, like steep, very, very steep.
I wasn't recording all that. Super.
Yeah. You were recording?
Ah.
Perfect. Look how easy
All right,
this
you guys
was.
missed the epic battle.
Yes.
So we removed the power steering reservoir. We removed this little bracket that was holding these two lines here. And then we fought with it. After removing that stuff, it's pretty easy. So, I just gotta drop some bolts in. Get it lined up.
I'm fairly certain that that actually is on the right thread because I can, if you just tighten it a couple more turns, that is definitely threaded proper. Well, again, this can be done with the engine in, so do you want to make progress on the other stuff or do you actually want to? Hard to do without a camera, I can tell you that. Seriously.
Alright. Update for the live guys. We finally got that long bolt in for the air compressor. Tip, do the long bolt first before the two short bolts because we have to tilt the air compressor to get the angle in so the bolt would not get stuck in the manifold. So we're gonna go tighten them up now.
That's if you once you line up that bolt. Arson. Wait, why did you disconnect the camera? How are you gonna get to the bolt in the back now? Feely?
Oh, that's easy to reach through there.
Compressor to engine block. 23 Niminis. 17 foot-pounds. Oh, that was way too easy. I opened up the page and there it was. And there's 3 bolts total. They're all the same.
It's going.
We're recording. Yeah, it's going.
All right, 23 Newton meters. These guys.
Yeah. We already put 23 Newton meters in the back. We didn't want to record that because there was a proprietary way we were doing it.
Proprietary guess.
There you go. Don't want to strip it. You're going into an aluminum block, so the torque specs are not that exciting.
And yes, I know you shouldn't do this with a torque wrench. Too bad.
I mean, AC compressor, and that's a big freaking deal. Because now you can put all the belts on and stuff, but I'm sure you wanted to.
All right, done. All right, I had come down a little bit too much and trapped the shift cables up under there, so had to raise it just a hair to get the shift cables running from here over here, not be trapped above the bracket. So we're gonna lower it back a little bit more, line these up, put the bolts back in. All right, got the bolts in, and yeah, it's kind of regular, and you can push up on the transmission
When it's close enough, yeah.
if you need to, just to get the final alignment. Okay, while I was out delivering lunch, Conrad came down here and realized that we needed to put this main piece through these holes as well. So they are torqued down. Do you remember what the torque was on these?
65
65 Newton meters.
meters. Yep, I think
That's a
my left
beast.
arm.
And then what about these other 4?
Everything, the eight of those bolts. There's
They're all
4.
65?
Huh?
They're all 65
All
Newton meters?
65. Yep.
Holy cow.
There's 4 to support the bracket in the rear.
Yep.
2 that sort of thread all
2
the
up top.
pieces together, and then 2 up on the body.
Wow.
You
Fantastic.
see all of them, right?
Yeah.
All 8.
We got all of those.
Yeah, all 8 are 65, and they have them torqued.
All right,
I was
so
surprised, but then again, they're pretty fat bolts,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, it's supporting the entirety of the transmission, so
right.
actually, transmission and engine.
so I guess maybe now we'll just lower it the rest of the way and do the engine mounts.
That's what I was thinking, unless you have any other ideas. I would make sure that some of these things are out of the way.
Yep.
So that's the hose that's not right, because the bracket has a witness mark on. That bracket here is going to hold this on the one side, and it's going to go on the air conditioning, a favorite thing. And the other side is going to hold this, but it needs to come up to it, right? It needs to go in there and come up to it. So, and that line is bent clearly. So we need to bend it back into shape. Hopefully, not have to buy another one.
All right, we're just continuing to lower it. We got this lined up through the bracket here. Same on this side, so we're just gonna keep lowering it a little bit. It's because the front of the transmission is attached. Okay.
All right.
And now a little bit more. What was that?
I don't know, but it popped over here. That hose right here. The hose that's right down there.
Mounts are in. The mount is in nicely. Around the side of the way.
I mean, the bolt is not going all the way through yet. But, I mean, it just needs more. This one needs like 2-3 inches to go. Is the mount completely touching on the bottom? Like, I still have a.
Oh, yeah, there's still an inch to go.
Yep. Yeah, that hose is hitting one of the. It's hitting one of the. I don't know where else it would go. I mean, that hose is going to go in there. Oh, it's actually pretty even on both sides now.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to tighten up the brake booster now. I mean, brake booster. The
Slave?
slave cylinder, thank you. Give me to lower it some more now.
Yep. Good. Stop. I'm going to put my finger in there. Alright, we have like a thread.
And
want to stop? Measure. Hold on. Put my hand in.
Yep.
Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. Oh yeah, plenty of threads here. Is it just the bolt that goes?
Just a nut on the left.
Just a nut? Oh, let me put the nut here. It's the other side that needs it for some reason. Oops. A hair more.
Alright, here we're down and we should be all the way. Ooh. I didn't see
Stop.
I didn't see the car moving over here.
Yes. And I don't, the engine needs to go up.
Oh.
Oh. Well, that's how strong I am. Oh, that's the way to get the nut. Huh?
You can lift the whole engine.
Here, put the nut in. Or one of us lift. I'll lift it. You put the nut in.
That's what you. That's how you would go.
Technically, you can raise the car now, right?
I guess.
Because this is squished against that. Yeah. No. I was it just went up to squish it. That's as high as the engine will go. The engine needs to drop back in, and then we need to bolt it so it carries its own weight.
Well, I guess we can
Let's tighten
these first.
Yeah. 18 is my guess.
8. That seems unlikely.
Alright.
Let's see.
Put your money where your mouth is, man.
It's a 15. I didn't
Oh,
get it.
shit. It's not that good, I guess.
It's probably not this one.
What was it?
This one's an 18. But this one
Yes!
feels could be too loose.
No! Nailed it! Freaking trying to scam me.
Hey, what was this one? Oh, this
The engine mount bolts, the bolts that mount the engine to the thingamajigger hooping about. 85.
85 Newton meter.
85. Did you tighten the mounts on the body to spec?
You need that.
Yeah, the
Right.
the two bolts on the top of the engine mount. Dude, this is gonna be so freaking awesome when you start it next weekend.
Bring our friends in closer. All right, what do we say on Newton meters?
85, 63.
85 Newton meters. That's a lefty.
It is.
All right, 85 Newton meters. We're going on this mount here.
Oh, you're gonna do it here?
Not with that.
Why not? Is there room on the bottom?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Here, I'll let you hold this guy.
exactly. With my left hand, if Scott Dean is watching.
I can. Need more extension. More extension.
That's what she said. Sorry, viewers. That was Aaron.
I believe 2 nuts are holding this whole freaking.
Well, 2 nuts are holding the back side of it. You got the front. Oh yeah, the front is 2 nuts also, technically, on that mount. Total of 4 nuts. 2 at 65 Newton meters, 2 at 85 Newton meters. I'm not hearing any clicky. Dude, did you take your protein shake this morning? Why are you making so much effort and not making progress? There you go. That didn't seem that hard for me. Here, let me do it on the other side.
Thanks.
Come on, Aaron. 85, 85.
Stand up.
Super easy.
Giddy up.
All right. Now for the test. Man, I hope it doesn't fall.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't curse.
Okay, we got engine mounts properly torqued.
2 engine mounts in the back, 2 transmission mounts in the front. That's what the engine sits on. Unbelievable.
Nice.
These Germans sure
So we're gonna try to go up there, right?
Yes. I hope the car's balanced. balanced?
Should be.
I mean, is it opening up a gap over there?
Yeah. It's definitely leaning backwards.
A lot.
I mean, it's still touching. Guess we just had a lot of weight coming to the back.
Jesus. The table is completely free. Hold on. Do you want me to take it out?
That's just a block.
Do you want me to take it out?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have the wheels on the back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it should still be.
Nothing is falling. That's. Here, let me get this block. We were good. I mean, mission accomplished. Engine is in.
Engine's in. Alright.
Yeah, I say put the wheels on and roll it forward. Oh, you can't roll it forward, can you? Because you have those big blockers there.
We don't need to roll it anywhere.
Yeah, I guess if it hasn't fallen yet, it
That's
won't.
where I put all my cars in this.
Really?
Yeah.
Success!
I have a rear engine car.
Do you want me to bring you the bumper tomorrow? Or no? I can have it. It'll be a pain in the ass for me to get it in, so. Success!
Alright. Far from over, but.
What? No. Wasn't the thing putting in the engine today?
Alright.
The engine's in.
The engine's
Not
in.
a lot of clearance, Clarence.
Lots of things to connect still. Oh wow, they have a little groove there for a reason.
What?
Groove right
Yeah.
there. And that thing clear. Holy bajolies.
Wow. Not a lot of
Oh
clearance.
my god. Yeah, you're dropping this engine for pretty much anything you do.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Alright, let me wash my hands. Take a break. What next? Connecting all the hoses? Oh,
All right.
the drive shafts.
Let me just show people what we have. Man, that is some tight clearance. God, I would not want to work on this engine with it in the car. Look at that. Okay, so I can see where our hose clamp should have been completely flat and straight across, because yeah, it's gonna be tough to reach those.
You know, for some of those things that have tight clearance, you know what you do? You raise the engine, you loosen up the engine mounts,
Yeah,
and you
just lower the engine.
just
a little.
lower the engine just a little bit. You have to do that for the aero separator.
Yep.
Can you imagine an aero separator on this thing?
Oh yeah, this is our little electrical connection here that we still have to hook up to the back of the AC compressor. Wow, okay. Step 2 is starting to hook this stuff up. I think we'll make that the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up, subscribe, see ya.